savvy than I can ever believe.
Look
Um,
at you.
how to avoid negative thoughts and loneliness. Is that from you, Palvi?
What is that?
She put a question. She's all over the place. She's over here, she's over there, she's everywhere. Stay focused.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Financial, she put it in the...
It only shows Tessa's face.
Yeah, I cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Only show Tessa's face, not our face.
No, it's not showing anybody. It's not showing anyone, just me. Chatting. Hi, Hiroko.
Konbanwa.
Kambala.
Konbanwa.
Kambawa. Before we know it, we'll all be speaking Japanese. One of these days will be amazing and great with that. And so we are doing a little bit. So I am on a Zoom call to all of you guys. Taran, what are you doing over there? You just had to be in it to win it, don't you? Hi, Charlene. Let Charlene in.
I had to see
I'm sure you had to go in there and check it out. Hi guys, as you know, I'm doing a Zoom into financial independence seminar. So I wanted you guys to see what I'm doing. So many people are complaining at 7 o'clock I'm not live. So I wanted you guys to see what I'm doing. So we'll do 15-20 minutes, and when things get really serious, we're going to shut you off on IG Live. Hi Dawn, you should be on Zoom. What are you doing over there? Get on Zoom, Dawn. You have your stuff. You guys are so addicted to Dawn. You shouldn't be there. You will not learn much. Get on your Zoom call. You have your thing. Hook up to your Zoom call. Come on, guys. This is confusing to you guys. This is so funny.
You should hear what Pallavi asked me over the weekend when you took a 2-day hiatus from social media.
What happened? What did you say?
She said there's no morning blessing. I said, let the woman rest for 2 days. She's so hooked.
Dawn, you should be on the Zoom call. Get going. Oops. Dawn has oops. Here she comes. She goes oops. You guys, we have 3 minutes of laughter and chat. And just letting everybody else come in. Hi, Charlene. You're not showing your face. Where is Edward tonight? Let me look for Charlene. I'm going to look for Charlene. I know who she is, but she's... Where's your face, Charlene? Hello, Arita. Hi, Sasha. Thanks for coming. Let me unmute. Hi, Sasha. Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming. I hope
Your videos on Facebook have been amazing. I've been watching them the past couple days, just binging on them, and they're so good.
Oh, thank you. That's such an honor. I feel so humbled by that. Look at Charlene. Oh, you finally show your face, Charlene. Good. I've been saying, when is this woman going to say hello, Tessa-Marie?
Hi.
So, Sasha, it's such a pleasure to have all of you guys tonight. We normally wait until 5 minutes after 7 to let all the people who want to come in, come in. Hi, Rosemary, how are you? What are you doing? So she's, you guys have to learn. Dawn went on IG Live. I'm giving IG Live a little bit of what we're doing so that you guys, they can see what we're doing for our Zoom independence, financial independence seminar. It's just so because they'll have the first 20 minutes, which is really me doing on the chapter as usual. You know, things haven't changed. And so that's one of it. So Sasha, you haven't gotten involved with us yet. So I just wanted you to know that one of the things we do is making sure you have a financially independent, secured, fulfilled life. The joy of it is that by the time you get to be my wonderful age, I am only 57 years in US dollars. So US is less than the Canadian amount. So I flip it around. I've been doing that for years. And therefore, before you get to be my age, I retired at 63 for fun. And I am enjoying a life like that, where I do the things I like to do. And just enjoying small things and good things and being able to give more than I take from the universe right now. So this is a free seminar. I have never charged for my seminars. Yuko, why are you muted? I have never charged for my seminars. So
Tessa,
yes,
I have Edward on my when?
Edward needs his butt kicked. Edward is one of my
He says he needs to get your butt kicked.
yeah, he's one of the people that I actually had to kick his butt already. So he's gotten accustomed to that. Edward, come on, I need you to be there. You have something to share. So what it is really is that financial independence is important. It's more important when you're a little bit older. And many times you guys don't see the picture because you're, as they say, you're so close to the forest you cannot see the trees. I look at things that you guys see as difficult, and immediately I see angles in it that I can fix, and I can reward you, and I can make you feel that you're on the right path. And that's one of the things that I love to do. So so when you come to this course, sometimes when you're in pain, reach out to somebody like me. There are not a lot of us. There are more people who wants to take your money and invest it for you than those who will teach you to get healthy. So my mission, my purpose is to make you financially healthy. Oh, here comes Edward. Thank you, Edward. Make you financially healthy. So those people who want to make you financially wealthy is. So I have a question. We did 4 days. And I know those 4 days were not fun because I made you guys step into the darkness. I forced you to see the crack. And when there's a crack, that's when the light comes in. So when you were afraid of the dark, I said, there's a crack. Look in and the light will come in. So what I'm asking you today, how are you feeling today? No, I don't want you to think it. Put it in the chat. I want to know how you're feeling today. 4 days. You came on Tuesday and I went boom, bam, bam, and I was confused. Everybody was confused, I'm sure. But what I want you guys to do, those of you who have your book, go to page 9. It's right at the beginning.
Do you have the recordings of the first couple days so I can catch up?
We'll send that to you.
Okay.
We're trying to do that. So one of the things we're trying to do is to make sure that you guys get the opportunity to follow with the book. Carolina had actually copied PDF of the book, and I have it, so I'll send that to you to read. But if you don't have the book, it's okay, but we will work on this. So if you have your book, turn to page 9, and I just want you to start. I'll read that part though. After about 15 minutes, Lucas stopped writing. He just sat there staring at the page and his stack of bills. I want you to tell me how you felt when you had to do that. How you felt. Did you feel like Lucas? That is why the book is written as it is. It's true. None of it is fake. It's not a fairy tale. And today, those people have a house and children, and they're living the best life they can. And they're still, once a year, they see me. Unless something is happening that is, going to be amazing or whatever, then they call on me. When I looked over at Angela, she was running her hands through her hair and sighing. They both looked baffled. They looked like, oh, what is going on? They couldn't imagine. And they just graduated from university. So one of the things you have to make sure you look at is to be able to say, what am I going to do? What you have to look at is they were baffled, they were confused. So they are not any different than you. Put in the chat how you feel. I need to know what's going on with you. That helps me to help you. So Lucas, I asked him, I said, what's going on? They both looked at me with their mouths open, like, really? That's where we are? Lucas, I said, what's the problem? I'm frightened, he said. Angela blurted out, frightened and confused. I feel lost and so stupid. And Tess, this is hard to swallow. I know that my income isn't enough to support all of these expenses, and let's not forget my other needs. Yeah, said Lucas, something is wrong. There's money left over. There should be money left over, but I can't find it. So, as far as I knew, we were right on schedule. When I told you guys to purchase this book, it was because I wanted you to be able to follow with them. I am sure that if you took the time to write in the chat exactly how you feel, there'll be several of you with the same answers. You don't always have the answer because you're sitting in the forest and the trees are taller than you, they're bigger than you, they're covering you. And I can come and shine a light. They're not my trees. It's not my forest. And that's what I do. But I can only help you if you help yourself. So what I want you to do right now is say in the chat, how are you feeling? How are you feeling today? Let Yoko tell me what is going on with you. I want to know how you're feeling about what's going on. I only see one person expressing themselves. You guys need to feed me so I can supply you with the right food. If I don't know what you're hungry for, I cannot give you anything. You know, it's like you're here and I have supplies. I have several different dishes prepared. But what's your favorite? What do you need? What do you like to eat?
Pasta.
I know what I like to eat. I know what I want. So, what do you want? I need you to tell me how you're feeling because this is the stage where you're at. They were writing the bills down, and when they look, she said she was frightened and confused. I should have money, but I cannot find it. She was running her fingers through her hair. How many times have you done that? And that's what you have to remember. You are not alone on this journey. There are many others like you, and there are very few like me. That I know for sure. If you go to a financial advisor planner today, they'll tell you, what can I do for you? When you say I have debt, they'll say, oh, well, I just do investment. They're not going to make you healthier. Their plan is to make you wealthier and make themselves slightly wealthier. So that's why I'm referencing the book. And I will keep doing that as we go around the journey. So how you're feeling, frightened, and you're also feeling confused. So I'm going to do a little bit of what we have to plan tonight. I'm not letting you off the hook. So don't think you're going to get off the hook at all. Today is day 5. And I have to share my screen. You know the joy of sharing my screen, right? So here I am. So that's better? Isn't that easier? So welcome to day 5. So what I want you to know with day 5 is that everyone, it's Independence Day. Today we're going to dig into the beginning, the preparation of your spending plan. So as I said, years ago I found out that it was not empowering to use the word budget and all that because it gave me a sense of restraint, and naturally as humans we resist being in a chain. Because of this we soon lose track of it, right? So what I want you to do today is that I want you to look at what we are going to do with the spending plan. This spending plan is the thing that you really, really want to look at. I'm going to change this a little bit for you and see what I can bring up that would help you. I will take you to the white board too. So those of you who did the spending plan, can you write something in the chat? I'm still waiting to see what you're saying about how you're feeling. Instead of saying happy Monday, Dr. Donato, how are you feeling? Amazing, Pablo said. And Donato comes to greet everybody. Rosemary said overwhelmed but powerful. Donato is still saying hello. Dawn, overwhelmed but less than I was a few days ago. So it's getting there. This weekend, Rosemary said, I actually took the time out of this weekend and look at the numbers. And still Donato says, hello. I feel awesome. Feeling on top of the world, said Tehran. Unstoppable. Oh, you finally have something to say. Tessa, okay. I feel great. So you guys, anybody is frightened, terrible spelling for me today, but you know what I'm saying, okay? Frightened, how many things I have to pay. Who said that? Sasha? With all of this information for free, nobody would take the time to do this and share all this valuable information. Thank you. You're welcome. You know why, Donato? Nobody helped me. There was nobody. I wasn't in this situation, but I was the woman saving $1.75. And it was just pure, it was just because I knew what it was from my parents to have a few dollars to have a life that they liked and enjoy, and we enjoyed it. So when I was married and on my own, I had to find a way to end up having that life one day. So my savings was $1.75, and I had to be really vigilant. It's easy. Listen to me. I am not blaming anybody that's in debt. I'm not going to criticize you. It's easy. I remember telling my son, he was talking, we were watching TV, and he must have been 5, and they were showing the difference between 2 soaps. And he was way ahead of himself at the time. And he said to me, so what are they saying? This one is better than the other one. There was a commercial, but he had seen the one commercial preceding the other. And I said, yeah. I said, they're trying to get you to buy their stuff. So they're going to tell you, this one, mine is better than yours. And I said, really? At the end of the day, they do the same thing. But they make us believe that if we buy this more expensive one, it will be better. And maybe it won't be better. And I had to teach, so that's what we end up. I had to teach that to him. You will, so what I want you guys to do is to look at where you are and realize you are not alone, and the whole commercial enterprise of these companies with these, they have more CEOs than they have whatever. And their job is to take all the money you have and put it in their coffers. Or put it into, who said that the other day? Mitch, he said the word coffers. That dates you. So, but I'm still 57 US. So they want to put it in their bank account. That is their job. You have to respect that. Don't hate them. Just learn how to deal with them. Don't hate the banks. Don't hate the people that are wanting your money. That is their job. And they're doing a damn good job at it. Your job is to learn how to do this. So when with your spending plan, as daunting as it is today, that you cannot see anything, you cannot see the way, the forest is so dark, you have more debt than you can think. Listen, the world is like that right now. Everybody went shopping at Amazon and they haven't stopped. So what I want you to do tonight is to look at that spending plan of yours and tell me where it is you think you can take $1 so you can balance the spending plan. Where it is, look at it. I know the most common place everybody is going to jump at is the money you're saving. And this is where I don't want you to go. You know where I want you to go? The stomach area, the grocery bills, the food. I don't want you to stop at the liquor store either. I want you to keep your bottle of wine. That's very important. You need your bottle of wine. Maybe you have to stop buying like Donato that buys the Amarone and buy something slightly cheaper. But that's the point. Get a Cabernet Sauvignon. Get a Merlot. But don't take that away. That is your tiny little pleasure. But look at the rest of the grocery bill. Sometimes I want to run away when I look at your grocery bill. You think you are feeding a herd of elephants. And you're not. So I need you to find money from there. If your spending plan is not balanced, then you need to fix it. You cannot go on like this, because you're going to miss the train of success. You're going to miss the train of financial freedom by the age of 59. You don't want to be 60 years old and you still think you might have to continue working until you're 75. You don't want that. It's not fun. I have seen people who do that, who have done that. I've seen people who are still working at the bank and they're 70. It's not fun. They get swollen ankles from standing. Their fingers no longer can flip the bills. So what I'm trying to do is that let us look at the spending plan. Some of you are seeing a darker picture than I see when I look at the statements. Some of you are looking at a darker picture than when I look at the net worth. I see a lot of hope. And I see a lot of reason to celebrate what you have done. Remember, you did that without guidance and without help. You just flew by the seat of your pants. Nobody told you could do this, how to do it. You did what you think was best, and you did your best. So you should say, I am good. But now you need somebody to give you a vaccine. You need me. You need me to tell you, okay, enough of that now. Take a little bit of water, do this and do that. You need a surgeon with a scalpel that will show you how to cut some of your expenses away and add it towards what you need to take care of. That is not your job. You are not trained for it. I want you to take your time and do what you do best. And take the guidance from me to do what you cannot do and what you're not trained to do. There are things I cannot do. Technology and we were married and we've been divorced a few times. We keep getting back together. We don't love each other, but we need to work together. That's my weakness. When it comes to $1, I have no problem with making $10 out of that $1. It's just, that's me. So you have what you're good at. So let us work on that and let me guide you and accept help and realize you don't know all of it. Just like I don't know a lot and I'm still learning, and I'll learn until the day I cannot learn no more. What I want you to remember is that the door is open. It's up to you to take it. I'm going to offer it again. I will help you in private, but you have to instigate it. I cannot call you. When we make an appointment, you have to keep it. I will not remind you. That is not my responsibility. So what I want you to do is let us look at the spending plan and look to see where you can fix it. There is something you need to fix. And I want you to write in the chat where you think you can get some money to balance it. If your income is sitting on the left and your expenses, including your savings, is not able to go into the income and come back at zero, or come back with more income left and then expenses, then we have to fix it. It's not a problem. It's something you don't know how to fix. It's like coming to the doctor, I have a headache, what do I do? So I need Rosemary to ask her question. I will ask you to answer that question if it has to do with something. So let's see, where's Rosemary and her question she had.
It was more of a comment, actually.
Okay, comment.
So what did I cut? I wrote in the chat, I divorced Starbucks.
You divorced?
When I tell you that I had a love affair with Starbucks, seriously, but I decided, make my own coffee, make my own teas and stuff like that, and I feel really empowered because when I look at it, and granted it's only been for 4 days, but it's made an impact. I mean, that's 4 days of savings. And so at first I was kind of not upset, but I heard your voice in my head say, okay, do you need it? Do you want it? I want to have more money, so that way I knew that was something I needed to cut out.
Okay.
And then also, my groceries and stuff like that. I went shopping at Costco, and they put everything so pretty and everything, and it could be enticing, but at the same time, I'm I don't need another type of chicken breast or whatever. Whatever they're trying to.
Especially the ones filled with water, right? So let me tell you something. On page 22 of Controlling the Debt Monster, at that time when it was written, Lucas had a coffee for $1.20 for 5 days. That was $6 in the morning. A bagel for $1.15, $5.75. In the afternoon he had juice, and that was $6. Anyway, by the end of the week, Lucas had spent $52.75. That is what Lucas had spent at the end of the week, $52.75. And Angela wasn't too far back. She was at $42.75 on just coffee and this. And I like that one which they had. Saturday morning, specialty coffee shop, $21.75. Sunday morning, $21.75. Angela pays on Sunday and Lucas pays on Saturday. They were so in love, they were sharing. Every now and again I remind them. So you have to remember those things. So if you had, you can just, you don't, let's give them the benefit of the $2.75. If you had $50 a week that you took and you kept it and you actually put it away, the math is so simple, it's amazing. $52.75 back in 2009. It's about, maybe about 5 times more than that at Starbucks today. So Rosemary, to one thing I need you to do before this course is over, I need you, who has cut back Starbucks or whatever, what are you going to do with this money? At the first week of this first day of the course, I told you guys, money has to be harnessed like a horse. It has to have a bridle. It has to have a place to go. You cannot let money run loose. If it runs loose, it will go wild. So this money you have saved from not going to Starbucks, I'm so happy and proud of you. And I'm even happier you brought that up because now I can hold you responsible for it. I need to know by day 22 how much money you have saved. And listen to me, I won't forget. So I'll hold you up for that. And that goes for all of you that are cutting back. So when we're looking at the spending plan, let me see any new for you. Yoko, you have anything you want to tell me from the chat that I don't have to read? Maybe you're doing it better than me.
Let me see. Oh, pretty much like you said that too, right?
So
Most people want saving from groceries.
okay.
And then Rosemary divorced.
She divorced Starbucks. Okay.
It's that word from now.
I divorced some technology, but we keep getting married over and over and over again. So
Eating out. Eating out. Some people say.
well, eating out should have been easy, especially in Canada. We just got permission to start eating out this weekend. Donato, you have to watch your money. If I catch you, I'm going to get you. I know I shouldn't call you out, but I know you cannot wait to face the hot weather. You've been talking about it forever. So anyway, here we go. I would like you guys to tell me in the chat, are you satisfied with the amount you took away from whatever area you took it away except savings? Tell me. And will that amount make a difference? Will it cut you back? Will it bring you down closer to getting a balanced spending plan, which is 0, 0? So when your spending plan goes into your income, there should be nothing left. No deficit, no surplus. If there is a surplus, that should go somewhere like vacation account, or if you want to buy a house, into your house buying account, but you still need a vacation. There are 2 things I will not allow you to sacrifice. Is at least 1 annual vacation. I don't want you to be like some of my friends that never took an annual vacation and now they have too much arthritis to walk from the one terminal to the other. And they're embarrassed to get on a cart, and they never took a vacation when they were younger, when they could navigate everything, and now they're lamenting that. So that's why I'm big on vacations. Every human being who works at a full-time job needs 1 vacation minimum a year. So I want you to take a few minutes and digest this. And if you guys, with all what you've been receiving for the past 4 days, you should have a pretty good idea of where you are with your spending plan. If you're not, look at it again. So when Lucas and Angela looked at the automatic debits on chapter 5, when they looked at that, they were looking to see where their money was going. And of course, you're asking questions. So if we go back to chapter 20, to page 23, one of the things I got them to do, if you have a significant other, is to combine your gym membership as a family. Maybe maybe you don't have subscription to magazines now, but you maybe have subscription to apps. You need to look at them and see which ones of them that are not really important. You have to look, if you have a Prime membership, do you still need to have Netflix? So these are the areas you can look at to cut. If Netflix is a must, it's your entertainment, then keep it. But then go further. If you're single and you have no children and you have nobody that is expecting you to support them if you die, why do you have life insurance outside of work? That's the question I want people to ask themselves. Why are you insuring yourself? What is the purpose of life insurance? Do you know the purpose of life insurance? Life insurance is so that the people you're responsible for, mainly children, up to the age of 24, after university or college graduation, can have the life that you had planned for them. So that if they had piano lessons, if they had gym lessons, horseback riding, if they had music lessons, whatever they had, their quality of life remains the same. This is the reason why we have life insurance. So if you are covered at work, which most companies cover you 1 or twice your salary, it's already sometimes up to you. Why are you paying for life insurance as a single human being without anybody that you're responsible for? And who is the beneficiary? Don't tell me it's your mother who is older than you. Because I know she'd rather have you than the insurance money. So I don't care how many years you've paid it, it's not worth it. Furthermore, the RSPs and all the other things you have will pay for your burial. And that is there. So you can't do anything about that. No. I need you to take a look at this. Don't tell me like the people that I did in the West End that told me I am insuring my children in case they get killed. I don't need to hear this either. So check it out. And ask yourself the question, or you could be like somebody that I know for sure, and this is not a lie, it's a true story. I warned her and I warned her about it. Not to cancel that insurance policy she had when her daughter graduated from university. She didn't. And the year she turned 70, January of that year, they sent her a letter to let her know her policy was going up to $475. Then she calls me and tells me I cannot afford it. I said, didn't you know that? I kept warning you about it. Once these children can look after themselves, they have graduated, they have a job, you have to get rid of this. That same amount of money, you can save it and you can still give it to them. You can invest it and you can still donate it to your children. So when she can't try to cancel by the phone, they told her to send a letter. When she sent a letter, they told her she has to meet with an advisor. 2 men in suits came to her house because why? She's a cash cow. She was already giving them $4,800 a month. They couldn't afford to lose that. So this is what you have to remember. If you don't have children, consider that. If you still have a landline, that's a choice. You can do that. But the life insurance is on yourself, is one spot you can look to see what you can do with it, because it's ready. Now look at your automatic debits. Some people I know are having debits coming out of their accounts for things they no longer use. Like the gym membership, you haven't used it in approximately 2 years. We talked about how to cut it off, so I won't go over it again, but maybe I should. It must, when you stop payment, it must be 0 to 210. Because they will put a number in that is not the same, even if they cut it down by 20 cents, and the computer will accept it as not the real number, and it will go through. So Yoko, you had a question.
question from one of the participants. Okay. Along those lines, someone once mentioned that you don't need life insurance on your kids.
No, well, you don't need life insurance on the kids. If you have kids, you need to insure you. You are responsible for them. If you are no longer there, that money is to maintain their quality of life. They are your dependents. They depend on you to eat, sleep, and to be sheltered and to be looked after. So you need to have insurance to cover the expenses for them that you would have supplied if you were alive. That's yes. You need to have it when you have children. So that is a really good question and statement. It's true. Now, what I want to know is that each of you have something you specialize in. Each of you have a tip, something you're good at, something you have tried financially. Share it. Because there's somebody out there that can use that same little tip. It could be something you do when you go grocery shopping, because as I know, this is besides rent and mortgage and all of these things, our grocery shopping is our biggest bottomless pit. It has no bottom. Everything just goes in there and it just goes in the freezer and it becomes, you know what it does. So share a tip. Whatever you are doing and you're doing it and you know it works for you, figure it out. If it could be how you get your nails done. Because everybody, how do you buy your extensions if you do that? Where do you buy it? Give a tip. Because people need, everybody in this room is part of a group of people learning to do better. And we each have to help others to do better. So if you have something you want to share, share it in the chat. Let somebody else learn from it. That is giving. Another thing I want you to do, I don't know where all of you are from, so type your names in there and tell me where you're watching from. It's nice to know that. And so because it would help just to have an idea, then I can address that country. I know what India is going through. I have some people from India and Iran. I know that and work on that. And some of you are from different places. I don't know where from, so it's nice to know. Yes, Yoko.
Okay, another question. You may have already covered this, but what do you estimate is an appropriate amount for a single person's grocery budget?
The jury is out on that, as you know. It depends. I'm single now, but then my children will come on the weekend. My adopted children will come, and then like this weekend, the request was for me to make egg rolls, so I had to go get the paper, the rice paper to get going to do that. So, but that's different. It depends on what you're doing. Is grocery shopping the only way you spend money on food? Do you take out? Do you do a lot of takeouts? That is where it is. Nowadays, they have these companies that prepare your food for you. Is it better for you to deal with that? Or do you have the urge to cook? Like, I love cooking. I can cook all day, all night. I love being in the garden. There are things that I love to do and I'm insatiable. So what I want you to do, I think, when I look at for a single person, I think in a 4-week period, in a month, I don't think you should be spending more than $400. And to me, that is a lot. What it is you're buying? This is the question. And what are you eating? What is included? Now, grocery can be hygiene products, cleaning products. Then that's different, right? It could be that. But if you have grocery, then you have a whole bit for this and a whole bit for that. You need to shave it down. It's always room to shave things down in the grocery bill. I know that for sure. So I cannot give you an exact number. If my ends weren't meeting, if when I went and I put my expenses, including my savings, into my income and they were more, I would find ways to take it out of groceries, entertainment, eating out. Most people, as you know, when that happens, what we do, we go and we decrease our savings. No, that's not the way to do it. So let's look at groceries, eating out, entertainment. Those areas are the areas where we are saying, I deserve it. I am indulging myself. I work so hard. So that's where we should go. Any more questions, Yoko? So let me know where you're from. I see we have Yoko. Tell me the different places. We need a little bit of that so we know where everybody's coming from.
Okay, another question is, any suggestions for how to grocery shopping? I think there are lots of people that's really, really interested in grocery shopping.
But yeah, because that's
we
where,
have more comments than
that's where it is the weakest, right?
Oh my.
Grocery shopping. If you don't have a list, don't leave home without it. If it's not in your phone saying what you want to buy, don't go. Just don't go. Because you're going to war and you don't have a gun. And the enemy is the supermarket chain. Then I told you my husband worked for Loblaws, one of the biggest chains in Canada. He was way up there at the top. And he used to always tell me, he said, when you come to the supermarket test, you have to realize there is a cart full people with their grocery cart going up and down. And he said to me, these people are not grocery shoppers. They are there to stimulate you to buy what they have in their cart, because we're visual when it comes to food. If we see it appetizing, we will eat it. He said, if they want to move toilet paper, you'll see 3 shoppers with toilet paper at the top, and what is it on sale? What is it? And all we do, we don't talk to them in the parking lot. We will run them over with the car. But when we get inside of the grocery store, we will have a conversation with them like they're the long lost friends. So they are planning this. So therefore, you need to make your list before you leave the house. And make your list before by shopping from what you already have. This weekend, you guys were supposed to look at your groceries in your house. You thought I forgot. I didn't. So now that we're in here, what did you, in the chat, I want you to say to me, what did you find out you were doing about your shopping habits? What was your weakness in your shopping habits based on the groceries you already have in the house? What you know for sure you will not have to purchase again for a while. What is that item? Put it in the chat. Because I am sure it's the same item for a lot of people. Toilet paper, rice and pasta and flour and sugar and canned goods that you haven't had for a while that are all expired. And don't send them to the food bank if they're expired. So what did you find out from your little habit of grocery shopping because it's time to grocery shop? It's like my friend who's retired and still goes grocery shopping on a Saturday, and I want to slap her into next Tuesday. And I said to her, this is for people who are working. You have 5 days to grocery shop. So what it is you're still doing that you know you shouldn't do. Look at that amount of stuff you had. You saw the list, you looked at the list, you made the list. So let me know. I need you guys to talk to me through the chat. I need to feed you. Okay, Yuko, what is going on in that chat of ours?
Okay, one of the participants, she said, I think it's a great idea too. I've gotten better about not using coupons just because I have them. Sometimes the coupons are dangerous.
The coupons is considered, Brian used to call it a loss leader.
Good, but it isn't a deal if it isn't something I actually use.
Yes, it's not a deal. Remember I said, because it's on sale does not mean you have to buy it. Many people, when I'm doing personal financial planning with them, especially independents, they're saying that we cannot resist it, Tessa-Marie, it's on sale. And I'm going, and? Well, it's on sale. And they cannot pass that thought. And I have to complete the sentence saying, but that doesn't mean you have to buy. Do you really, really need it? I am sure, as I said, this weekend you found out you had more chicken parts than the farm, Maple Lodge farm. And they breed chicken. But you had more pieces, more different parts of the chicken. All you needed is the gizzards and the heart to be alive, and they would be walking out of your house. So you found that. So what it is you're going to change, I need to know that. I am trying to help you. So what else is in the chat, Yoko, that's interesting? Tomorrow is deadline day for the spending plan. Tomorrow I need answers for that spending plan. Because the spending plan is the thing when you create the spending plan, your future is in your hand. In order to create the plan, you must have all your pertinent information on it. The information must be accurate. You cannot guess it. So there is no almost, there is no little bit of income, there is nothing like that. We did that already last week, right? So what I want you to know for sure is that make sure you check everything out. Yes, Yuko?
Okay, all right. Miss Tessa, you mentioned having life insurance when you have dependents. Is the life insurance provided by an employer enough? Should I have both personal life insurance along with work life insurance?
If you have children, you need to have the personal life insurance, because sometimes the work insurance, some people don't even know they had it. And they will give you an option to double it, twice your salary or 3 times your salary. So is that going to be sufficient based on your salary? If you're making 70,000, that's 140,000. If your children are young, maybe not. So if they're older, then you get rid of it. But if they're teenagers, you need it. So you need to keep that other insurance if you have it. If not, if you don't have it, find out from your work if you can double it or triple it or quadruple it so that you have sufficient coverage to help them through the rest of their free adult life. So, any more of your questions that you have? We have over 12 minutes for questions tonight, although you made a lot of amazing statements. What have you taken away from those 5 days, including tonight? What it is, I need to know, and what it is you would like more of on the spending plan. So you have I'm asking you 2 questions. What's your takeaway from the past 4 days, 5 days, tonight included, and what it is you would like more of, especially to do with the spending plan. You're not sitting in front of me. I cannot look at the numbers and tell you where to take the money from and see your face and see your confusion attitude like Lucas and Angela. I cannot see that, unfortunately, because of COVID. But it's time you put the debt monster on a diet. It's time. And you have to see it as a monster. Debt is not your friend. The bank is a business. They'll give you the credit card if you pay minimum. The grocery store does not make money when you buy groceries, but they need pennies. They will take all the pennies they can get from you. So you have to do that. So what it is you've learned in the past 5 days, and what would you like more of today? Okay, Rosemary, you have a statement question?
I have a question. So this weekend, I literally put down everything, okay? And so the way that I want to attack these bills, how do you suggest? I know everybody has their own way of doing it, the snowball effect, all that stuff. Like, how do we tackle, or which ones do we tackle first?
There is no such thing as which one we tackle first.
Okay.
So because of that, what you just said, tomorrow I will work on something called the debt spiral. The point about this debt, I know they say all these gurus on the internet tell you, tackle the highest spending one first. When they say that, they don't give you a good idea of what to do. And then they also tell you, if you're paying debt, you cannot save. Don't save, just pay debt. So I'm going to teach you guys a lesson tomorrow night. I hope we can draw it so that it makes sense. So I'll have to work on it first thing in the morning to see if we can do that, because it's time for you to understand the debt spiral. Okay, Rita.
Okay, so my question is, I think I did the spending plan incorrectly because I didn't understand it enough in my head, but I get it now. But what do you do when your income actually fluctuates and so does your expenses? So, like for instance, like my rent isn't the same every month because I pay utilities and those utilities fluctuate, right? And some months I have to pay for medication because I might have doubled up the month before. So it's not like my expenses are up and down, and so is the income that I get. It gets up and down every month. So how do I successfully make a spending plan, I guess, within those parameters? And I don't necessarily know what, the extra amount is gonna be. This is like, so because I know that like when I hustle on the side, I have not used any of that money or saved any of it, obviously incorrectly doing that now. And I have been just throwing it on debt, but it doesn't seem to make a dent. I think Rosemary, that's probably what we're kind of getting at. It's like, which bill do you tackle first? So it's like, I've made all this extra money all these months, and that income fluctuates, yet I was just throwing it on debt without saving any of it, and I feel like, what a waste because I'm no further ahead.
So one of the things I will tell you that you have to do,